Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 6 o'clock, and I will call the Missoula City Council meeting of May 18th, 2020 to order. This is a virtual meeting of the Missoula City Council. We are streaming live on our website. We are also streaming on cable channel 190, and YouTube is a live stream as well. If you would like to participate this evening via phone, you are welcome to do that using the following numbers: 1-253-215-8782, or, as you can see on the screen, 1-888-475-4499. That's for landlines, as is 1-877-853-5257. And those other numbers are available as well. You can also email us or leave us a voicemail at 406-552-6012. The meeting identification this evening is 960-049-3694 on Zoom. With that, we will move to our roll call, and it appears to me that all council members are present this evening. We do not have minutes to review, but we do have a committee schedule for the next 2 weeks. Ms. Rabine. Ms. Rabine, are you with us?
I'm muted. Everybody on MCAT line could hear me, but nobody in the meeting could. Here we go. So we're setting up committee meetings for the next 2 weeks, and the Public Works Committee will meet this coming Wednesday from 9 o'clock to 9:40 in the morning. That is also a virtual public meeting. And you can tune into it the exact same way you're watching this one, with links to our website and to MCAT, or to watch on MCAT Live or on YouTube Live. And the Administration and Finance Committee will meet next week, Wednesday, on May 27th from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9:40, and that'll also be a virtual meeting. We will not be meeting next week, Monday, because it is Memorial Day weekend, so have a safe and happy one, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. Any changes to that committee schedule? Right, seeing none. On behalf of the City of Missoula, I will close the public hearing that we began last week on our committee report item number 11.3A. That's the joint resolution between the city and the county regarding the Climate Ready Missoula plan. I will note as well that joining us from the Missoula County Board of Commissioners are Commissioner Strohmeyer, Commissioner, pardon me, Vero, and Commissioner Slotnick. They are joining us this evening with regard to that joint resolution. I will move on to public comment. Anyone at this time may comment on any item on the agenda. I do see one person in the waiting room, and I will admit that person now. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
This is Monica Trinnell calling in for public comment on the Climate Action Plan.
Yes, Ms. Trinnell.
Thank you. I just wanted to applaud you all for taking the action on this plan, and the energy section of this is a very important step forward to moving towards a regional implementation of something that we can do to address energy issues. I am totally behind you, really support the action. Just wanted to give you a great thumbs up and thank you for your hard work on this. And I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Ms. Trinnell. Seeing no one else in the waiting room, we will move on to our consent agenda. Ms. Rabine.
Thanks, Marion. And tonight's consent agenda has 9 items. The first is to approve claims, which are the city's accounts payable, and this evening they are in the amount of $913,541.99 for checks that are dated May 19th of 2020. Number 2 is to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Dan Doyle to the Police Commission for a term that begins May 1st of 2020 and expires on April 31st of 2023. Number 3 is to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Scott Stearns to the Business Improvement District Board as the large properties representative. He's representing properties that have greater than 20,000 square feet on the BID board for a term that begins June 1st of 2020 and expires on May 31st of 2024. Number 4 is to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Carl England to the Missoula Redevelopment Agency board for a term that begins May 1st, 2020 and expires on April 30th of 2024. Number 5 is to approve and authorize a contract with the Human Resource Council for expenditure of $200,000 in community development block grant funds for their homeowner housing rehabilitation program. Number 6, hang on just a second, my screen is not scrolling. Number 6 is to authorize the mayor to execute a subscription renewal contract with Ride Amigos to provide commuter transportation information and trip planning services. Number 7 is to confirm the mayor's appointment of Eugene Schmitz to the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board to fill a vacated term beginning immediately and expiring on September 30th of 2021. Number 8 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign amendment number 3 with Hague Montana LLC for the hybrid popular wastewater reuse land application service agreement for fiscal year 20 through 21 at a cost not to exceed $243,238.71. And finally, number 9 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a memorandum of agreement for streetlight LED conversion project and memorandum of understanding for streetlight districts with Northwestern Energy.
Sorry, I muted myself. Any council members care to comment? Mr. Ramos, your hand was raised.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just had a quick question. So on the list of claims, there was kind of an attached line item there, or an attached PDF in addition to the traditional sheet of the invoices, and it says that the vendor is Missoula County Clerk of Court, and the invoices for interest in the Mountain Water legal suit. It's about $280,000. I was just wondering kind of what that was.
Yeah, that was the result of a decision by Judge Karen Townsend with regard to interest funds that were in escrow pending her decision on interest in the Mountain Water case.
Okay, perfect. And then can I separate the question and vote on item 5.4 separately and speak to it briefly?
You may.
Perfect. So just want to state that I've heard great things about Mr. England, but essentially I'm voting against it tonight just because I don't agree with him on TIF. Simple as that. Just don't agree with a lot of the decisions that he's made and some stuff he's voted on. This is kind of the only time I have to comment on that. So no disrespect to Mr. England, but I do not think he should serve on the board any longer.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos. We will divide that item. And Ms. West.
Thank you. So I also wanted to divide the question, and I wanted to take item 9 and separate it and then speak to it briefly if that's permitted.
You may.
All right. So at this point, I've seen, as we all have, several presentations by Northwestern on our lighting districts and the LED upgrade. And while I'm excited about an upgrade to LED technology, I'm voting against this for 2 reasons. The first is that I don't think that this is maybe the best financial way of running our lighting districts. I think in Wednesday's presentation, there was discussion of an independent analysis that looked at our lighting districts and determined that the infrastructure payoff would be 2 to 3 years. And when we discuss this upgrade, we are always discussing about savings at current rates, and there is no guarantee that these rates are going to stay the same. Northwestern Energy considers approaching the Public Service Commission on an annual basis, and I foresee that they will be approaching the PSC because they're going to have to recoup the materials costs for these upgrades. And then the second reason is that the public service utility or rates are set on a statewide basis. And so as we're transitioning to LED, there are communities that are going to be lagging behind. And when those rates are reassessed, folks that have not been upgraded to LED fixtures will see an increased rate without increased efficiency. And I think that there's severe equity issues when we're looking at this on a statewide basis, where communities like Bozeman, Billings, and Missoula will see financial savings, while there'll be additional costs for smaller communities that are maybe less likely to be able to weather those increases. So thank you.
Further discussion on the consent agenda, Mr. Ramos?
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to state that I agree completely with Heidi and will also be voting against it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we do have a person in the waiting room. I'm going to admit them. Hello, caller. You're on the air with us.
Mr. Mayor, this is Kent Watson.
Mr. Watson.
I tried to get in during the public comment period.
Mr. Watson,
I was unsuccessful.
You're welcome to comment now, and I might ask you to either turn TV or monitor off. We're getting a little echo from you.
Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm commenting on the, oh, hang on. I'm sorry, hang on just a minute.
Sure.
Okay. I'm commenting on the climate policy.
Yes, sir.
I'm concerned that there's no recognition of the importance of biodiversity anywhere in that policy. And I would like to see something relative to the importance of biodiversity entered into the principles that are listed in the executive summary.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. We will bring that up during the discussion on that item.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have another caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, I would just like to say that I support the new climate change plan.
Well, thank you. And your name, please.
Olivia Vesevich.
Thank you very much, Ms. Vesevich. Anything else you'd like to add?
Climate change is super important to me, and that climate action is a very important thing. And I believe that this plan would be a very logical way to counteract climate change.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have one more caller. Good evening. You're on the air at the City Council meeting.
Hey there, this is Tanner Condit. I just wanted to voice that I agree with item 5.8 on today's agenda, and I would urge you all to vote for it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right, seeing no additional folks in the lobby, any additional discussion? All right, so we will have a roll call vote on item 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.5 through 5.8.
Okay. On the items the mayor mentioned.
Ms. Rabine, pardon me. Mr. Hess, did you have something?
Yeah, I did. Thanks, Mayor. I wanted to state briefly that I really support the scrutiny and the spirit of the comment that Ms. West made about item 5.9. I think that this is an imperfect deal, but I do think it is a better deal than we have now. I think Heidi raises excellent points, and those points are well taken. I'm going to support the item because I think that the energy savings that come along with this conversion project are a net win overall, but it's not without sharing some of her reservations. So thank you for bringing those to light, Heidi.
All right, anyone else? Okay, Ms. Rabine, we're back to a roll call vote. Let me do this a different way that might be easier. We're voting on the consent agenda except for items 5.4 and 5.9.
I hate to say it, but that didn't make it easier. Okay. So on on the consent agenda, except for 5.4 and 5.9. Sorry, that does make it easier.
Okay.
A little muffled here. Anderson,
Yes.
Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
Yes.
Von Lossberg,
Yes.
and West.
Yes.
That's 12 ayes.
And that portion of the consent agenda is approved. Now on item 5.4.
Okay, this is the reappointment for the MRE board. And we'll start this round with Becerra.
Yes.
Contos,
No.
Hart,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Ramos,
No.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
No.
Von Lossberg,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
That's 9 ayes and 3 nays.
And on item 5.9.
And this is on the memorandum of understanding with Northwestern Energy. And we'll start this round with Contos.
No.
Hart,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Ramos,
No.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
Yes.
Von Lossberg,
Yes.
West,
No.
Anderson,
Yes.
Becerra.
Yes.
Would any of you like to change? Sorry, I didn't ask that on the other 2 votes. 9 ayes and 3 nays.
And the consent agenda is approved. We have no comments from city staff, agencies, boards, commissions, or the community forum this evening, nor do we have any special presentations or public hearings. I will pass on communications from the mayor and we'll begin general council comments with Ward 1, Mr. Von Lossberg.
I'll pass. Thank you.
Ms. West.
I have a couple of comments. So I sat in on a low-income housing coalition call today, which was mostly focused on COVID-19 response and on housing and homelessness. And Montana was one of the states that was featured. I think our state has done a pretty awesome job rolling out the CARES funding and getting people connected with resources. That being said, there have only been 700 applications thus far received for housing assistance. And this covers anything from help with rent, help with down payment. So like first and last month's deposits, hazard insurance for your home, and mortgage assistance. So pretty much anything that you might need to stay in your home is covered by this assistance. And so if you are in need of some finances to help you stay in your home, you can find that at our state website, and Submittable is the platform that is accepting those applications. It's fairly inclusive. You can earn up to $75,000 if you're a household of 2, and that stair steps up as your household gets larger. And I really hope that folks take advantage of those resources that are available if you need them. So,
Mr. Hess.
Pass. Thank you.
Sorry, Ms. Becerra,
Pass, thank you.
Ms. Jones,
I'll pass, thank you.
Ms. Hart,
I'm going to pass.
Ms. Cheryl,
Pass.
Mr. Ramos,
Pass.
Ms. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to quickly acknowledge, and I meant to make this in my comments last week, but I think I was probably on a bit of another mask rant. But last week was Law Enforcement Appreciation Week, and it's something that happens every year to honor the service and the sacrifice of our law enforcement officers. And so I wanted to call that to people's attention and take this moment to thank all of the fine folks who wear the uniform and represent all of us here in Missoula. And we are so lucky that they and their families are willing to answer the call to service and make our community a better place and safe place to live. And I know that once we all get to get out of COVID sort of staying at home, I look forward to having the new police chief come and give or join us in public safety and health, so we get to know him a little bit more. I think he's an excellent addition to our community, and I just am thankful for all of the law enforcement officers and especially their families who sacrifice a great deal as well. So thank you for making Missoula an amazing place to live.
Mr. Campos,
I'll pass.
Ms. Merritt,
Hi, I just wanted to say that we had another set of graduates that had to forego a graduation ceremony, and that was the graduates from the University of Montana Law School. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those folks. I know getting through law school is a pretty big deal, and I want to say congratulations to those graduates.
and Ms. Wasika.
I just wanted to remind folks to remember to send in your ballot so that it arrives no later than June 2nd to the elections office.
Thank you all. We will move on then to committee reports. We have only one item here, and that is happening in committee of the whole. Mr. Von Lossberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And okay to make both of the motions?
Please.
Thanks. I would make a motion to adopt a resolution to adopt Climate Ready Missoula as an issue plan of our Missoula City Growth Policy 2035. And I'd also move that to approve a new forward to the Climate Ready Missoula plan and adopt resolution to adopt the Climate Ready Missoula plan as an issue plan for the 2016 Missoula County. Oh, sorry, I believe that was for the commissioners.
I believe it was.
When it started with council, it confused me. Apologies.
I understand completely. And on behalf of the commissioners?
Okay, there we go. Hey, so Dave or Juan, do you have, either of you have that resolution in front of you?
Commissioner, is it possible for you to turn on your video based on our guidelines? We need to actually see you.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd be happy to
How's that?
make the motion, Josh.
Thank you, Dave. Please go for it.
Okay, I'd move that we approve the new forward to the document and adopt a resolution of intent to adopt Climate Ready Missoula as an issue plan of the Missoula County Growth Policy.
Second.
And Mayor, may I speak to the motion?
You may, and anyone who's interested in discussing, please go ahead and raise your hand in the participant window.
Thanks. Just a few points and mostly acknowledgements. And first off, I want to thank the public comment that came in. I appreciate some of those. I appreciate the support and also some of the suggestions. With all of our good plans, they're living documents, and I know staff that's on this call will take those under advisement for, I think, future revisions of it. I don't have any intent of holding up the good work that's already been done. I want to highlight and acknowledge that this is a proud partnership between the city and county. And I want to thank all of the commissioners and the staff for their work on this and acknowledge that partnership. Resiliency and adaptation are concepts that were important, good concepts before the pandemic, and even more so now. I want to acknowledge the good work and the collaboration and leadership that's come from Climate Smart Missoula. They're a big part of why we have the quality of the product we have before us. I want to thank my colleague, Ms. Harp, for her leadership and participation in steering this forward. And I want to acknowledge some of the specific staff that have led this effort. Diana Mineta at the county, Chase Jones here at the city, and Amy Sillenberg and Caroline Lauer at Climate Smart. My apologies if I am leaving out. I'm sure I am, but those people have done yeoman's work on this effort, and the county has been a real leader in this effort. And it's, I think, important to acknowledge that and express appreciation for it. And I think that this work product and plan is a good complement to the other activity that the city and county have done in this area, whether it's with the 100% clean electricity initiative, and even going back years ago, before I even got on council, the collaborative work that happened around the city's municipal operations climate plan. So thank you to everyone involved. Thank you for the public that's engaged on this. A lot of people attended a lot of meetings, and their voices were heard in the creation of this plan. So thank you, and very strongly support it.
Thank you, Mr. Von Lossberg. Mr. Ramos on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to say that I will be supporting the motion tonight. I certainly appreciate the spirit of the plan. Do have some different disagreements on some of the things on the financial side, the funding of some of these mechanisms, and some of the effectiveness in some of the areas. But in all in all, I think it's a great plan. I appreciate everybody's time and effort, and I'm happy to support it tonight.
And Ms. Merritt.
I just want to echo thanks that Brian mentioned to everyone who was involved. The public meetings that were held to bring all the stakeholders together were very well run. I was very happy to be able to participate in a number of those meetings. Bringing a bunch of people together the way that we did and really get a lot accomplished in each of those meetings was just wonderful. You guys did a great job, and thanks for all your hard work.
And Ms. Jones.
Thanks. I just wanted to add my voice as thanking everyone from the county and city that worked on this, and all of the community partners. I was able to attend a couple of the sessions, and it was a fascinating experience to see all these different members from our community basically brainstorming together, figuring out how we will lay the base and adapt in the future for changing circumstances. And I think given that we're living through this pandemic right now, the whole idea of being prepared and laying the base for whatever the future brings there's an even keener appreciation for that. So thanks to everyone for good work on this. And there were some good comments and some good emails today. And I will, for my constituents who'd emailed in, I'll send those on to partners who've worked on this so that they make sure to get that, because I think it inevitably is a work in progress, because climate change is a work in progress. So we're continuing to work on it, and thanks everyone.
Cheryl.
So I want to echo that. Thank you. I think that this has been great collaboration over quite a long time, really. I mean, I think it was 18 months. I would like to hear someone speak about the biodiversity piece. I'd like to just hear how we looked at that. But I'd also like to comment that I'm on the health board as well. And I was given the journal project before COVID hit, and you're supposed to look something up and report on it. And what I decided to look into was climate change and health inequities around that. And it was, this is again before COVID hit, but one of the things that the Public Health Institute said is that climate change and health inequities are the greatest health challenge of the 20th century. We don't know if that's still true, but if it's the greatest now that COVID's here. But if you look at some of the things that the World Health Organization has said with regard to climate change and health issues, it's not just, it's going to affect our health system, and that is going to be additive to what COVID is doing. So there are a lot of reasons I support this, but I'm really, I think we need to do our part locally. I think we're left to that right now nationally, and I think this is a good step forward. So, but I would like to hear about the biodiversity piece if someone on the call could answer that.
So who among the crafters of the document might be able to address that biodiversity issue?
This is Amy Sullenberg with Climate Smart, and via a little texting here, I think I just got tasked with this one. The only thing I could say is that we do have in the guiding principles to learn from natural and value the natural processes. So learn from natural and protect and restore naturally resilient ecological processes. And I think as we were crafting that, we were thinking of all species involved in the ecology and the processes therein. As you've talked about, it's a living document. We could kind of expand on and reinforce some of those guiding principles if folks see fit. I think that is where we envisioned the biodiversity piece fitting in. So it has been part of the conversations. There's lots of strategies that speak to, flora and fauna in our various ecosystems. But that's the piece in the guiding principles for which it fits best.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Sullenberg. Ms. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm just really excited that we have finally gotten to this point in the process of actually creating a climate-ready plan. And I just want to give a special shout out to Chase, Diana, and Amy, and Caroline for all of their work. And also thank our commissioner colleagues as well for their participation in this process. We can't do this alone. And it takes a village in order to get us to this particular point. And I just want to say thank you for all of your efforts. This is step one. We got this box checked off, and now we get to proceed forward. So just want to support this motion. Thanks.
And Ms. Becerra.
Thank you. On behalf of my two young children, I just want to thank everyone who put so much effort into this document. I think that as a community, we're going to benefit in the short term, but no doubt that this is what's going to help us leave a legacy of good environmental stewardship. So thank you very much to everyone who put so much time and research into this really fine product.
Mr. Stromeyer.
Yeah, and I would just reiterate our thanks on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners for all of the good work that's gone into this document, which is not a once and done affair, but this, as others have noted tonight, begins the process of implementation. I think as everyone on this call tonight knows, and many in our community know, there are two sides to the climate change challenge facing us. One is mitigation, and the other is adaptation and resiliency. And that is the piece that we're dealing with tonight. And I look forward to us, city and county, rolling up our sleeves and getting to work at the task at hand.
Ms. Mineta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to take a second and acknowledge the public comments that came in over the last week since the public hearing opened last Monday, just to acknowledge those on the record here. There were 5 comments, I believe, that at least that the county received by email. All 5 of those were in support of the plan. There was also one comment that we saw that came in through the city's e-scribe system that was actually a comment on a different plan that the city adopted back in 2013, so not relevant to Climate Ready Missoula. Those comments that we received are posted online, and a link to them was included in the attachments to the agenda item for this topic this evening. So I just wanted to take a second to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mineta. Further discussion? So I have 2 folks in the lobby. I am going to admit. Hello, caller. you're on the air.
Thank you. My name is Rex Koenig. I'm a senior at Hellgate High School, or at least I'm going to be. And I'd like to call in support of the Climate Action Plan for Missoula, expressing the opinions of young people at Hellgate and throughout the community. I think we all are faced with a very grave issue of climate change, and it's rather can involve pessimistic views for our younger generation. But I'd like to echo Mirtha Becerra's comments about her 2 young children and how this work is laying the groundwork for a better future for us. And I'd like to thank all of the work that the city has done and the city council has done in order to help this problem be addressed. So thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Koenig. Your mother taught you the 3-minute rule well. And hello, caller, you're on the air.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's Kent Watson again. I apologize for the earlier rather disjointed comment because I was trying to figure out the technology of muting my TV while I could talk to you. I appreciate the response about the comment I made. I just wanted to expand briefly on, because to me, biodiversity as a word, it's gaining popularity, and I think it really needs to be included as a word because of the importance of the whole concept or appreciation of biodiversity in our planet. And I'd just like to read a brief quote from an article that was in The Guardian in 2018. This is by Professor David MacDonald at Oxford University. Biodiversity, it is the variety of life on Earth in all its forms and all its interactions. It is the most complex feature of our planet, and it is the most vital. Without biodiversity, there is no future for humanity. And there are many other commentators who have spoken to this issue. And E.O. Wilson, who lectured here 20 years ago, brought it up. And I think it's an important word that should be included in the document. And I apologize for not having gotten it in during the week so it could be included in the ones online.
Not a problem at all, Mr. Watson. Thank you. We have no one else in the lobby. Commissioner Slotnick.
Thanks a lot. I just wanted to add something to this. Wanted to acknowledge how long the folks who have worked on this have been working on it. Before I took office a year and a half ago, one of the first things I did last things I did right before taking office was go to a huge meeting that all the principals here put on, gathering public comment. And though what we're facing right now doesn't have a direct link to climate change, I wanted to acknowledge a link. The people who worked on this set us up for a cooperative way of being in local government that is allowing us to do a better job of persevering through what we're in right now. Not just the great work that was done creating this plan, but they set something up. They set a tone that I believe continues on right now, in which we are enjoying great collaboration, cooperation, and resiliency in another tough time. So just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Seeing no hands up for further discussion, on behalf of the City of Missoula, we'll have a roll call vote.
Okay, we start this round of voting with, oh my goodness, with Harp.
No comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, voting.
That makes far more sense, Marty. Yes.
Hess.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Merritt.
Yes.
Ramos.
Yes.
Cheryl.
Yes.
Vasika.
Yes.
Von Lossberg.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Becerra.
Yes.
Contos.
Abstain.
And would any of you like to change your vote? That is 11 ayes and 1 abstention.
And the resolution is approved. My dog apparently wanted to vote as well. I apologize for that. Commissioners.
What's our, I guess I need a quick lesson on our process on this. Do we just vote the same way? Do we have to do anything else?
You already made the motion, Josh, so we're good to vote.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, we say aye. They say it's a different language across the street.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy down south. The commissioners have approved their motion as well. And that piece of business is done. We don't have any additional committee reports, nor do we have any new business this evening. Are there any additional items to be referred? Seeing none, any miscellaneous communications, petitions, reports, or announcements? Seeing none of those, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your service. We will be adjourned.